I was wondering, as a spiritual leader, what do you think leadership means, and how can the young generation cultivate leadership and uphold their responsibilities as a citizen on this planet, and also become leaders in their own life and affect other people positively?
Okay, okay. It's very, very good because when you describe me as a spiritual leader, actually, I did not cultivate to become a leader. I was chosen when I was 18 months old, so a little bit different. But I'm doing my best, and I'm honored to be able to represent what I represent, to assist everybody. But this is a purely spiritual, religious level. But then when you talk about leadership and how to cultivate leadership, actually, in my experience, uh, there's so many types of leaders, you know, and all of them are leader. But the good leader is what we should cultivate. And a good leader is a person who have both the dedication, knowledge, wisdom, and skill to make others' life better. And having said that, then before able to make others' life better, one's own life have to be better, I guess. uh, you cannot, let's say, like a metaphor example, somebody is very weak and physically and cannot stand up and walk properly. So you wanted to assist to help that person. You have to be strong and you have to be able to stand on your feet and you have to be able to then help that person to walk properly and help that person get across the street or whatever, isn't it? If oneself does not have the strong legs and strong body and not able to stand properly and walk properly, cannot help others in that particular activity. So similarly, spiritually or any other level of leadership, you have to be uh, uh, mature and you have to be knowledgeable. Uh, and above all, you have to practice what you preach. And that's very important. And so this way, then in order to be effective leadership in a long-lasting manner, then you need the trust of those who you are leading. And if trust is there, but it is forged, then it is not good. After some time, then they will lose their trust, their respect, and you have no credibility. And when you have no trust and no credibility, then you can't do anything to others for others. So in a long-lasting manner. So that way, one have to be able to believe clearly in what one is standing for. And then one have to be able to exactly know what you are saying, and one have to be able to know the means to support and fulfill uh, the things that you value and how to fulfill this. I give you a let's say biological, maybe biological example. Okay, if you say people should respect the land, people should plant proper crops in the proper land, and should not be too greedy about the yield of the crops. Only you should think of the earth, you should think of the water, you should think of all the other things. You can say that. But then you have to know how to do that. Because if a person only have 1 acre of land for cultivation, and that person have to earn his or her own living and provide for the family and provide for all the amenities like water, electricity, transport, and everything, and then plus children's education, and then also health care for the entire family from 1 acre. Then what is he or she supposed to do to grow crops from that 1 acre for everybody for next 40 year? Because 40 year would be maybe your youngest child, which is not yet born, will be educated and take a job and have a family. So if that is the aim, so 40 year, let's say, how can you do that? Because every year you put a seed in the ground, you must put fertilizers, otherwise they don't grow. Then you must put waters, otherwise they don't grow. And then you should put pesticides, otherwise it will be terrible yield, because all the bugs and insects and everything eats it, and you have nothing. So how do you go about it? Or doing all of that, the soil is destroyed, and the food is also poisoned. So how do you go about it? Now, I tell you, the biology. In the biology, the different bacterias that creates good soil, good soil makes bad soil into good soil, is biology. And naturally, it will take years and years and years, decades, for a bad soil to become good soil naturally. But then, chemically, you can do that fast, but which is not good. It makes it even worse in the long run. Then you have to have a lab where you study the biology, and you create the right enzyme and the right materials, so that by putting that properly, then earth yields you the proper crop, as well as earth heals itself by itself, because it's all biology, it's all enzyme. And so this way, to put effort in these things is much, much, much more beneficial and long-lasting for the food supply of humanity. Now 8 billion. Then keep on producing fertilizers, as we know, keep on producing insecticides, as we know. We have to look into the next level, because everything has improved. Before, telephone is comes through the wire, and you have to press the buttons and then hold in the towards the ear, and you don't see anything. Telephone is just for the telephone. That's all. But now everybody have the iPhone, and it is TV. It is news comes there. You can send everything. You can type there. Library is there. Everything is there. So we have improved so much in that field. But when it comes to fertilizer, insecticides, all these things, we did not improve. So this is a perfect perfect way for agriculture to have a special effort, scientists to work, biologists to work to heal the earth by enzyme and by bacteria properly, not manipulating, but evolutionize, you know, evolution, make the evolution of these important materials, because food is most important thing. The something that we eat and something that we drink is most important thing. It's going to be more and more so, because 8 billion will be 9 billion, will be 10 billion, will be 11 billion, will be 20 billion. To increasing of the population is very fast, and decreasing of the population in a positive manner is almost impossible. So this way, that's one example. Yes.
I think, like what you said, all these scientists and these biologists, they are leaders in their own way, and they're working together to really heal the earth. And like you said at the very beginning, there might be a farmer who has an acre of land and they're working at loan at first, and they have all these people depending on them. I think the first key step, like you said, if you don't have the capability to take care of yourself, and how will you have the capability to take care of others? So I think first step is to really trust yourself. Look at yourself. Look at what kind of knowledge you have, what knowledge of your situation, knowledge of how you can make it better. And I think the difference between knowledge and wisdom is that wisdom is applying this kind of knowledge in a very meaningful and insightful and positive type of way. And I was very lucky to be able to listen to you as I was growing up. So I think leadership is very much quite like a light you're using to guide others into a brighter future. For example, these scientists and these biologists all have their own special kind of light, and together, when they join together, humanity now has a direction and a safe place to go to, a safe place to look towards. To these leaders are building this light that shines upon all of humanity, so all of humanity improves for the better. And I also think that leadership, in a way, is creating this kind of, I don't want to say permanent legacy, but it's creating a trail for other people to follow and for other people to continue the process. For example, the scientists could be working on how to improve the soil, and then maybe when they're too old, then another younger scientist comes forward and they're able to walk along the same path and continue improving for the betterment of everybody. So I think from what you said, that leadership is really a commitment to a vision that benefits others in every possible facet, a very mindful and intentional facet. Like you said, using chemicals is might have a short term effect, but in the long term, it is not this kind of pure growth. And I think that leadership is really this commitment to the path that keeps on going and keeps on going in a very positive manner, so that the earth can be restored to very healthy natural soil in the example that you use.
Yes, yes, you're right. And then it's not only this one area. This one area is very, very, very crucial. The food, the sustenance for the 8 billion humanity, but physical sustenance. But then, if you look deeper, then education system, economy system, then administration system, and then all kind of, and also spiritual, and moral, then and also different kind of ways to really support everyone in an ethical, moral correct manner without without becoming some sort of dogma. And so all of this is so many things. And technology, science and technology is a very big thing. It is a giant of all of them. And this way, everything has to be actively evolved. And when it everything evolves, then there will be world peace as such. But otherwise, everyone fights and everyone works very hard. Everyone do their best, and then fighting is over. Everything is over, and now peace. But then after not too long from there, then they will find something to fight about and something to disagree about, and then again start all over again. And so there will be no end. So the peace does not mean just absence of war, but peace means every human beings, every creatures on this earth that we can see, and of course, we can't see the others that we can't see also, but let's not dwell on this, that we can see. And then the environment in which we all have to survive, thrive. So everything is in order. Everything works perfectly, and that will be sustained in a perpetual manner uh, through upgrading. There's no such thing as a perpetual, but you have to put the action in order to perpetually make things work. Even you have a best perpetual watch. If you just sit there for 3 months without moving, it will be stopped. So same way, even you put best active piece upgrade out of many decades of work. But then if you don't upgrade further, then it will not work after some time. And nothing is perpetual in the relative truth. And we are working in the relative world with relative truth. Ultimately, of course, everybody is perfect, everything is perfect. But relatively, that doesn't help. Relatively, everything has to be worked on and has to be maintained. And a person like yourself, you have studied and you have reached a certain level of your education and professional, let's say, education at certain level. But then you have to upgrade it. You have to upgrade it long as you live. You can't just say from now on I don't have to evolve anymore. We have to, I have to, you have to, everybody have to. So this way, uh, active peace, and then whole thing is one world, because the whole world is one. What happens on top of the earth affects every part of the earth. What happens on the east, west, north, south affects everyone. So this way, uh, for administrative purposes, there's many lands and nations and all of that. That's very important. Otherwise, cannot be impossible to manage. But other than that, as humanity is concerned, it's all one world, one humanity. Yes.
I really agree with that. I think that when you think about this concept of instead of just chasing after one success and then remaining very stagnant after that, I think it's very much, we shouldn't chain our mindset to a singular definition of success because, like you said, it's constantly improving, it's constantly changing with the times. And I think that everybody essentially has the insight to become a leader, and it's really with our or everybody's ethics and social responsibility. These are central to creating a very holistic and humane and sustainable success for humanity. And by including everybody's voices in the conversation, this is the way that we can continue to grow and evolve